Well, I'll tell you the answer. It's an idea whose time has come, and it'll work because I will make it work. Have you heard that before? Does it sound familiar? Now, I must confess, I did not realize Dennis, Kevin, Joe, Mark, that we were climbing Mount Everest. I thought we were climbing a hill. 3 years into it, we still couldn't even see the peak. And the storms came. We could have turned around, but we didn't. Now we're almost there. So close we can see it. Can you see it? Now here are our objectives and goals. The first one, BV to you will be equal to IBV. I don't mean 85%. I mean 20 will go to 40, 5 will go to 10, 10 will go to 20, but there'll be so much more buying, you will be hitting as many checks from IBV as BV. If you don't believe it, don't worry about it. Second goal, You want proof? Just since what we've initiated, partner sales since paid to shop started have skyrocketed. It's going to happen with you or without you, so you might as well get on board. That's the point. My next goal, ad money will equal product money over 5 years. Now, advertisers are paying to be on the Market America site, and with the ad revenue generated, AdSense, partner ads, banners, we're taking that revenue and we're pumping it back in, just like we do with products to you. Okay? The IBV bonus pool, over 500,000 IBV up for grabs right now, coming out of the box. You know, place it anywhere in your organization. It begins October 4th. Google didn't realize that what they did was search. They built a search engine, didn't they? They had no advertising when they did it. Do you know that? They thought they were going to charge people for search. But it became monetized, and it turned out to be billions. MA was built to merchandise, a selling machine. People ask me what I do. I say we sell stuff. Advertising can equal products with MA. I don't even know if you can comprehend that. We're going to blow up paid to shop, okay, with an invite program, higher cash back. I hope you get on board. We're starting a campaign. It's like going to sports camp. We're going to make you run the drills. Make you run the drills. Social media campaign, social shopping, filling the funnel in the bean jar. The movie with Andrew Payne in it is going to be a reality. You're going to get hit by a big nut right on the head. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Please don't decide by default. What are you going to do? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with you or without you. There's going to be a new generation of distributors and UFOs coming on. Unfortunately, or fortunately, they're going to be under you. But you're going to have to do something to benefit. So some of you have to make some decisions. Social media, you're wondering if it'll work. You don't need to wonder. The proof is already there. It's all around you. It's eating you up. You're hiding from it. Okay? Our return on investment, it happens automatically. The biggest companies in the world are doing it. And they don't have the power that we have. There's a conversation going on all around you in cyberspace, everywhere, that's replacing mass media, regular TV. And we have the power to do more with it than anybody. So it's all about filling the funnel. Nothing has changed. We're just using some new tools. But if you're already good at handling people, you have the advantage over the nerd or the geek. You have the advantage over the nerd or the geek. You know why? You have people skills. I hope you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and understand what I'm talking about. BV equals IBV. Ad money equals product. Goals. Here's our goals. 2 checks per center. Whether you like it or not, you got to take it. Arena filled with directors. That's my goal. BV, IBV. Exceed requirements for customer orders. You have more BV or IBV, it's higher than your requirements because of customer orders. People waiting in line to be UFOs because the opportunity is so powerful. Selection process rather than a recruiting process. International, we move to every country, like Google. And here's the bottom line. You can clap all you want. I will not rest until these things are a reality. Now, what about you, the most important person in this room? What's the biggest thing that you did this year? Maybe it was nothing. Maybe you disagree with what we're doing and have defended yourself. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you should get 2 people that aren't tired. Maybe you're not tech savvy. Get 2 people who are. Maybe you're complacent. Get uncomplacent or find 2 people that are not complacent. Maybe you're a big shot and comfortable. You know, you have a high pen level. You don't want to work that hard. Great. Be a good general and get your troops to do it, or find 2 people who will. That's all. Why? It's going to happen anyway, with you or without you, and you have an organization, and you could benefit, and you certainly deserve it because you laid the foundation. So don't become obsolete, old, or outdated. Don't become a typewriter, an 8-track, or cassette, or disc. It's bigger, better, faster, and easier, folks. So make the decision. Tomorrow is the first day of the rest of your life. What will you do with it? Listen, you know, I think that combat and war probably is the biggest reality check that anybody could ever have. I'm so thankful I didn't have to go through it. But in World War II, there was a first lieutenant from Pennsylvania in the hedgerow country of France. And the captain one day made that terrible call to him. Son, there's a sniper up there in that house shooting our people. You take this platoon out there and you get that guy. Well, as a good military guy, he didn't question it. Got his platoon together and they crawled out and snuck up on the house and made it without getting shot. Once they got in the house, they broke the door down. They ran in with their guns loaded, ready to kill. No sniper, he'd gone. But they'd been tricked. As I heard the whistling of an anti-artillery shell coming towards the house, blowing through the house, shrapnel, dust, sparks. The young lieutenant was thrown into a closet. When he woke up, he was holding a book. Now the book, it was a poem, not in French, in English. And he read it. It was my dad. And here's a poem. I know something good about you. Wouldn't this whole world be better if the folks we met would say, I know something good about you, and then treat us just that way? Wouldn't it be fine and dandy if each hand clasped warm and true carried with it this assurance, I know something good about you? Wouldn't things here be more pleasant if the good that in all of us were only thing about us that folks bothered to recall? Wouldn't life be lots more happy if we praise the good we see, for there's such a lot more goodness in the worst of you and me? Wouldn't it be nice to practice this fine way of thinking too? You know something good about me, and I know something good about you. Now, he modeled his life after this poem as a high school football coach and teacher. He's one of those teachers you always remember, finding the good about people. Isn't that really what the business is about, folks? At the end of the day, okay, isn't it just about finding the good in people? Nobody's perfect. We maximize our strengths and minimize our weaknesses, and we make it about them succeeding in the business, taking the good to a new level. So, what about the good in you? What are your dreams? Why aren't you a director? What about a custom-made life? Do you deserve the best in life? You do if you give your best. What about irritating the neighbors with your lifestyle and freedom? What about firing your boss? What about retiring at 40 or retiring your job? What about no more rush hours, having breakfast or dinner while everybody else is in the rush hour? What about getting up at the break of noon? What about having any car you want, Mercedes, Phantom, Ferrari? Doesn't matter, it's only a car. Work at home in your underwear, shop anytime, have them bring it to you rather than go to the store. Shut up the relatives, shove a check in their face. Retire at 40, retire your job. Birthdays, why have them? You're just getting older. Have one every month. Travel anywhere, spontaneous, skiing weekends. I mean, realize that you can live in more than one place. Vacation homes, mountains, by the water, 4 vacations a year, skiing, islands, Europe. Live on the golf course. Discover boats and yachting. Give your kids the best education. Recognized in the community for charities or your church. Be a hero. How many artists never get to be an artist like Dennis? That's what directors do. Create your own paradise. Bigger, better, faster, easier. People ask me, JR, when are you going to retire? Now, I know I probably went too long because they said that this was shorter than it was. But I think you'd like to hear this. When are you going to retire? Why don't you sell? These equity guys say. Well, the answer is I'm having too much fun. And they say, well, you're a workaholic. I say, you got it all wrong, buddy. I'm a playaholic. Because when we're working, we're playing. It ain't work at all. I can't even tell the difference. We're having a great time. So I'm a playaholic, and you think it's a workaholic. Too bad for you. I got a letter 10 years ago. I want to tell you about this. 10 years ago, Dennis, this happened. I read it at a convention. Do you remember this? 10 years ago. Value Finder Group Incorporated. Dear Mr. Reidinger, I tried to contact you by telephone, but you were unavailable, and due to the sensitive nature of my call, I decided, this is dated, by the way, February 8, 2000. I decided not to leave a message. The purpose of my call concerns the possibility of one of my clients purchasing your company. My client is a $2.5 billion diversified holding company that's seeking to expand its organization into wholesaler and general merchandise and market America because of its diversity in market areas, sales size, and reputation could be an excellent prospect. This highly reputable corporation is seeking to pay a fair and equitable price. Cash and secured notes are available so purchase can be structured to minimize your tax consequences and maximize your financial return. However, my client would prefer a cash transaction. Furthermore, my client would like, but it's not necessary, for your management team to remain on. Good, Mark, you still have a job. An incentive basis and very lucrative profit sharing arrangements for key personnel who would like to remain. I have no idea at this point whether you'd be willing to consider selling or not. However, since this is an unusual find, acquiring a corporation with such a compatible and accommodating buyer as this, it may be an excellent time for you to consider this. So at any rate, I said, I'm going to call this dude.